Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Crypto Lab with Alex, featured by Trading Analysis. So in today's stream, we are going to look what's going on a Bitcoin and Ether. Yesterday we had a Fed meeting, I guess everybody's watched it. It was the one of the biggest event in the last 2 weeks because we have five central banks announcing their rate policies. And as you know, Jerome Powell was relatively straightforward in a sense that they might decrease the increments of the rate hikes on the upside, maybe even on the next meeting or on the following one. So our basic thesis that we have been moving our outlook on the rates in the last couple of months. And it was a logical that they will slow as they become closer to this 4 to 5% range. Let's look the rates one more. I think that will be useful just to see what the situation there is. So we are looking for some type of a movement lower in rates in this wave 4. So let me just glare this. And we think we're gonna have a little bit more upside on rates in the later, maybe beginning later this year or later December this year, or in January, February, where this rate cycle will finish, where we're gonna expect a larger correction to start, either of a smaller or a bigger magnitude. Of course, that will all depend on the data coming, so we will see the latest CPI. The next one, if it springs lower, because many also commodities went lower, I think that we're going to see this pause, which will go through 2023, even beginning of 2024, in the rate cycle, and then we're going to continue further on the upsides. But let's go wave by wave. Stock market is moving lower this morning, but I think we are close to potentially of some type of a reversal there, and kind of a New Year or Santa Claus rally on the upside, which will actually complete this move down in rates in a yellow wave 4, and then until March, sorry, we're going to have one more push on the upside, which I think is going to be the final push in this 5-wave sequence, and the rates are going to complete this cycle and actually start to move either sideways or lower, which will create conditions for the risk assets classes to rally. You can of course pose your questions and comments on the chat box, or even throw some crypto pair that I'm going to look for you when we finish with the main themes. So let's move and let's look what's going on a Bitcoin. Nothing much, I would say. So we are still basically trading sideways. So my general view is still that this is some type of a wave 4, either in a bigger correction, or if we place wave 3 here, this will be some type of an extended ABC. This is the low, we go up and continue, but we don't see any signs for that. So I'm going to stay with the current downtrend still more. But I think that February, March will be met without the wave counting validation at 13,826, where this on a weekly chart, just so you can see the longer view, wave 1 highs will not be invalidated, and we might start a new 5-wave move while the rates are making pause and the risk assets rally. We might continue further on the upside. In the meantime, I think we're going to spend some back and forth in this triangle, also some type of a flat in this 4, so you never know how these wave 4s are going to unfold. Some type of a flat around 24, 22K is also possible, but I still think this is some type of a wave 4 with a one more push on the downside, completing this 5-wave move from the highs. So the very crucial information for me will be, will this move down actually invalidate this overall higher time frame wave count, or we're going to stay above it and we're going to continue to develop some type of an impulsive sequence, which will look like this. We're going to have a 5-way moves up in a pretty straightforward manner, or some type of leading diagonal, pullback in a wave 2 and a continuation towards the halving cycle around March and above in 2024, which kind of pairs nicely with the outlook on rates and possible risk assets rally in 2024 and 25. So I'm going to stay still with this outlook. Even if we have a 5-way move lower with the wave count invalidation, we're gonna see a 3-wave rally on the upside as a pullback, and then the things might become trickier for Bitcoin, because after 5 waves down and a 3 rally movement on the upside, most likely we're gonna see more downside from there. So all depends, at least as I'm concerned, what is going to happen here, and then how this will going to unfold. So how we are going to play this with our members, definitely we're going to look to have some exposure on this. And if this rally in the ABC starts to be prolonged on the upside, then we will definitely change this labeling into a more impulsive 5-wave sequence. So I don't think that Bitcoin will go above 100K in this move, next move on the upside. So even if we develop a pretty sharp rally in an impulsive fashion, I think 1900 and a little bit above will be the final target post 2024 halving cycle. So far Bitcoin has been following this halving cycle pretty nicely, and I think it is going to do the same, provided the rates go lower and actually create liquidity conditions, so some additional liquidity can flow with the stocks on the stock market, and also can produce a relief or impulsive rally on the Bitcoin further on the upside. So as long as this small consolidation is concerned, I have this as some type of a complex correction in a C wave, or something more prolonged up in a flat. So if this is some type of a 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 1, 2, and then we are going to do some type of a wave 4, 5, 4, 5 on the upside. We're going to create some type of a 5-wave move. This can be classified as a flat, but it should not go above much above these resistance levels, which is around 24, 25K, from where I will expect a rollover and actually a final push down in a 5-wave move. So if we consider this secondary wave here, it has been a pretty lengthy affair, as you can see. So also if we throw on a smaller time frame some type of a ratio, you will see that we are still from this side within the parameters of this to be wave 4. And I said, to my kind of a view, I think this is a pretty nice triangle developing with a little bit more upside, but we will see. Still, this is left to be open, because when you have this sideways price action, it is hard actually to know until it's completely finished. But this will be my two target, around 22, 23K and 24, 25K as a final push up. Any further development on the upside will make me think that this was most likely the last lows, and that we are going to go and develop a lower time frame intermediary impulsive sequence on the upside, and my outlook will change. But for now, I still think this is the best option for us to track what is going on, and with these two targets left to be achieved. So let's look what is going on Ether. Ether has been moving nicely on the upside. We have been following and tracking that with our members. I do think that the wave 5 on Ether is developing. The pattern is pretty nice. So that's why I think Bitcoin will still continue a little bit more upside, and the stock market as well. So from the lows, we have a nice WXY in a wave 2, and then we have a sharp move up in a wave 3. So I think this is a pretty visible that it is a corrective pullback. And I think we are going to start to develop some impulsive features here. It is possible that this turns into a little bit more complex and actually touch, although we came very close to 1,500. So this will be my support levels, probably already reached. So I think we are developing an impulsive nature upside towards and close to 2,000 levels, which will develop some around, let's say, November, December. So it will take some time to get these 5 waves on the upside. So on the higher time frame wave count, this is the 200 moving average on the weekly level, on a daily level, sorry. So it is also possible that we are doing some type of a triangulation, still not finished, with this being ABC, X, ABC, a little bit more upside in this fashion. And then we do an E wave or a D wave down, E wave, and then we continue on the upside. So I'm going to stay to be bullish on the Ether, labeling here this wave 4 as a final low for Ether. Ether Bitcoin chart has been pretty nice on the upside, so I'm going to stay bullish on Ethereum in regards or in the relation with the Bitcoin. So I have presented this chart a couple of times. We have been signaling to our members some around this zone that potentially it is a time to switch between Ether and Bitcoin, and for now this has been working nicely. Wave counting validation is at 0.04, and from this wave 4 we developed a pretty nice impulsive move. So I think we are have a little bit still either a downside move in this C wave, or this was some type of a flat and we're going to start developing an impulsive action further on the upside. So I'm going to stay bullish on the Ether towards Bitcoin, and for now this chart is working well towards that relation, and I think this will be sustainable for the next move on the upside, where the conditions are created in the overall world markets for the assets of riskier nature to rally further on the upside. Let me just touch on a Dogecoin. I've been doing analysis on a Dogecoin a couple of days ago, also here in the Crypto Lab. So let me just find a longer term chart where I can show you a Dogecoin development. So I still think we don't have a further 5-wave move on the upside. Potentially we're developing that. So I view Dogecoin this as a 5-wave move. Still, we didn't have a wave counting validation. We stopped at the base channel support already 3 times, so it's a good support level. We broke the intermediary level wave 4 or a primary level wave 4 channel on the upside. So the conditions here from a technical perspective is that potentially we're going to see some type of a triangulation or a small sideways movement or a little bit more downside, and then upside move in a Dogecoin in a wave 1, which will actually signal that after a pullback, Dogecoin can continue on the upside. So as you know, Elon Musk has took over Twitter, and maybe the Dogecoin will be and find and actually progress from the meme coin to some more use case scenario in the maybe that is in the card, I don't know, but maybe the Elon Musk will find some type of a place in his ecosystem for the Dogecoin to operate, and therefore that will be also the reason for the Dogecoin to continue on the upside. So I'm still very careful about this until I see a fully developed 5-wave move, and then after a pullback there is a small risk. For our members, we always tend to try to minimize the risks or our potential outlook. So we might be try longs on the Dogecoin after we see this pullback some around February, March, and possible developments of the further impulsive move on the upside in the wave 3. So this is Doge, and just to be clear, I still don't think the conditions are there, but we are coming very close to it. Okay, so let me look. What is your comments? Not much of a comments today. Gencho Todorov is asking for one net gas. Let's look net gas quickly. So I think seasonality and the net gas price, I think most likely will continue higher. So we have identified some type of a wave 4 development. Potentially this was some type of a flat, and we're going to continue higher in this wave 5. Anyhow, I don't think this cycle is done, in my opinion. So I do see a potential one more move on the upside. The question is it going to come from here or a little bit lower level? So in the case it comes from here, this will be a flat, and we're going to continue up towards 14.15. If we go a little bit lower, then we can actually address this as A up in B, down in C, and then from there I expect further development on the upside. Obviously the wave count validation, which is one of the rules we follow very strictly, is around 3.37. We are trading at 5.99. If this starts to itch a little bit more upside in an impulsive fashion, that will be mostly confirmed reversal signature, and in that case we might see a further development on the upside towards this target in the next couple of months, which is a kind of a logical if you have winter coming and actually a world crisis in regards of a gas. But United States is a different field because it produces gas. In Europe there is a big demand for it, and winter is coming, of course, but overall even the European prices might affect a little bit also the prices in the US. So watch out for what's going on here. So my support level is around 362. Or we are already starting, but the sign for that will be an impulsive move up in 5 waves, and then a pullback will be something where the risk is not so big for the timing of the potential wave 3, 4, and 5. Of course, in the time manner, this will take more time. So I'm usually making this more sharply on the upside, but you have to take into consideration that this might take more time to develop. Around, let's say, this can run until February, March, until the new summer season is starting, or spring season is starting, and then the gas prices can have a relief really lower. So let me just look one. I don't know, I didn't look, I think, that chart for a long time. One USD. Let me just find a contract which is actually showing that. It's Harmony. Yeah, we did look this as a potential flat. We came to the zone. So clearly this is some type of a 5-wave move on the upside. This is a 3 waves down, so it is debatable if this is a 5-wave move up. Even in that case, if we take it as a 5-wave move, this will be the first 5 waves down in wave A, so I expect this to go further on the upside relatively soon, but there is still no signs for that in a bigger time frames. Okay, so if I would label this, I will look this as a potential 5-wave move on the upside. So that's the first sequence, okay, which is already done, and then this is a 5-wave move lower, potentially still not completed, maybe a little bit more downside, maybe this is the low. We don't know that yet because this doesn't allow us to look much because we didn't pass any major resistance levels here. So this first resistance is around 0.244, and then if we start itching higher in a larger degree, wave 1, then you can be more from the perspective of probability sure that this was some type of a triangulation and a low, and this will develop into a more corrective pullback. So when the assets classes starts to move on the upside, as we think they're going to in March, February, potentially the one will make a larger corrective pullback because this is a 5-wave move. And if this is a 5-wave move, this will be some type of a B-wave pullback on the upside from here or from here, and then from there we're going to have one more cycle on the downside. Sorry, guys. So it looks relatively nice. I mean, nice. It doesn't look nice because we have a 5-wave move lower, still potentially uncompleted. But I think when the time comes in a 2 months, we're going to see, I think, a relatively nice rally on the upside. So let's look ICP and let's conclude today's Crypto Lab. If you want to have a crypto guidance from Trading Analysis, you can join us. We have an extensive coverage of our cryptos. I don't like this ICP chart. Maybe it doesn't have a full, but we are stopping here at the support levels. Let me just try to find some of the more data here, if I can. So let me look at this one. Nope. Let me see if there is that one on the other feed. Nope. Okay, so let's deal with this because this is all what we have. So currently we have to look this as an uncompleted 5-wave move lower. So this is a wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So a little bit more downside is possible. Depends if this will develop in some type of a flat, a little bit more upside, and then a final push down. On the ICP, so I will look this as a potential wave 1, wave 2, sharp wave 3, some consolidation in wave 4, and a final push down. From where I will expect some type of a corrective pullback or a new impulse wave to develop. So for now, I will not count this. This looks like a 3-wave move. So anyhow, you're going to have from this wave 5 a pullback higher at least, if not a new uptrend. So this is potentially even a 1, 2, down in 3, 4, and 5, and this is some type of wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So we will see how this will develop. You can remind me on the next Crypto Labs, but as this current situation is actually unfolding, we have from these highs only 3 waves down. So this is going to be very soon, this is going to invalidate the straightforward move lower, because the wave of a progressing nature on the upside will actually go into the territory of the wave 2, and therefore it will invalidate the immediate move on the downside. So I think this is some type of either a triangle like in Bitcoin, or some type of a flat where it's going to spend some time in a sideways price action before we see a final push to the downside. So that will be my view on the ICP. QNT, let's look QNT and let's complete this. So QNT is still moving according to the this script. I think we will see some type of a correction continuing lower. So I still going to stay very relatively bullish on it after this wave 2 is finished. So yeah, so that will be it, guys. So please stay tuned. You can also subscribe to the Crypto Lab. So I've already started to do daily updates during the week. So maybe you would like to be notified when these daily updates are coming. So please subscribe and give us a like button for the effort of presenting our outlook. And if you want to check us out, Trading Analysis is a very nice place, a nice crypto Discord channel, and also nice webinars over the week, a couple of trades, and you can find a very nice community there from all around the world. So if you like, please check us out, and see you next time. See you guys. Bye-bye.